Henry, do you have a system for reading greens, or how do you read greens?
I kind of just like look at it and do it, feels right.
I stand behind the ball, and then on the other side of the hole, feel it in my feet a little bit, and then I just kind of pick a basic right to left, and then I'll pick a spot as to how much I think it's breaking. Just feel putt.
I don't really have a system. It's so much feel, got to factor in grain. I kind of play high break, low speed, kind of want it dying around the hole, and just feel it out from there.
The penguin walk.
The penguin walk, how's that work out for you?
Okay.
Do you think you could be better if you had a full system for it and used a couple other senses than just your eyes?
Absolutely.
Think you could be better at it?
Yeah, there's always room for improvement.
Potentially.
Potentially?
Yeah, if you can avoid overthinking it, then yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure there's probably a more efficient way to do it, but the penguin walk has worked. Everyone's been talking about it too.
Perfect. Well, I got a better system for you.
Okay. Are you going to show me?
Of course.
Okay. Can I see it?
There's a lot of ways to read the greens. Some ways are just better than others. In this video, I'm going to show you the method I use to help me drastically improve my ability to read the greens and go from shooting scores like this to scores like this.
Let me go on the record and say the guy can putt. I don't know that I feel more confident over someone over a putt than this guy, so he rolls his nug.
My system involves a routine on how to read the putt. It also involves remembering the laws of putting. And finally, it involves a proper way to practice reading greens.
Let's start with the routine for when you're on the golf course.
We're gonna go through the full routine for you. What I want you to do: feel out the putt with your feet. Go 1/3 of the way, 2/3 of the way. One tip for you: feeling the greens needs to be reactive, which means we don't need to sit in the spot for 2 minutes or 30 seconds or even 10 seconds. It should be quick. So it should simply be get up here, feel it, 1, 2 maybe, move up to a third, 1, 2 maybe, and then we're good. That's all we need. The more we stand here, the more our body's gonna wanna try and level out. We're honestly gonna confuse ourselves more. So be reactive with it, quick feel, move on. Step 2, walk over to the side. Go to the side that you feel is below the hole. So for this one, I feel like this putt goes left to right, so I'm gonna go to the right side of this ball. Get about 15, 20 feet away from it. It's easier to see the break and the slope and everything when you're farther away, rather than if we were really close. If I'm right here looking at this ball, I'm looking very vertically down at it. But if we back away from it, your eye line is a lot more level. And we're gonna look if it's uphill or downhill. That's gonna change the speed, change how much it breaks. This one's a little bit uphill. Feels like it's going right. So I would play a little bit less break than what I would generally see or feel if it was flat or downhill. What I talked about here is one of those laws of putting that I was talking about before. If it's uphill, you're gonna have to hit it firmer. So it's gonna break a lot less because there's more pace. The ball's not rolling as long a period of time. If you're putting downhill, it's gonna break more because although the ball's not rolling very fast, it's gonna be rolling for a long time. So it's got a whole lot more time to break, and the less speed means it's gonna be influenced by that break a little bit more. This is something that's true on every golf course. Downhill putts will always break more than uphill putts if they are on the same slope. This is something that's simple to remember, but it can have a drastic difference on your ability to pick the right read and make the putt. Continuing on the laws of putting, here's the second law. But you need to remember that time equals break, which means the longer the putt is, the more it has time to break. So from a putt like this, I've got 30, 35 feet. It's gonna be very rare that I see a dead straight putt from 30 to 35 feet. Because even at a 0.5% slope, it's got so much time to just move away from the hole, essentially, if you aim right at it. So you need to remember to play more break the farther it is. For this 30-footer, I could be aiming 4 feet out. Let's see if that's right. Yeah, breaks a lot. Breaks a whole lot. But then when we zoom way in to have this 8-footer, would it make any sense It's the same putt. Would it make any sense to aim 4 feet out? No, we're a lot closer. So we're honestly aiming, I want to say this is about 5 inches right of the hole. So that's your example, time equals break. The closer you are, the less it's gonna break. So if you're at 3 feet, unless it feels like a super severe slope, odds are you should be aiming outside the hole. But if you're back at 30 feet, 40 feet, 50 feet, remember, it's got so much time to move. Play some more break, especially way more than you'd have for these short little putts.
Those are the 2 laws that you need to remember, and they're basically both time-based. The longer the putt is, the more time the putt has to break. Now that you know the laws and the routine on how to read the green, let's talk about practice and how to improve these reads.
So I know what you're thinking, Darren, just because I felt it and looked at it from the side, how am I gonna know how much this putt breaks? And this is where it comes down to practicing reading greens, which I know sounds super interesting, super weird, but when you can practice it, you can do it correctly on the course. For practicing reading the greens, the best drill that I've found is doing a simple circle drill because it forces you to hit a bunch of different putts and you have to use what you learned here to get a good idea of what the putts are gonna do. Putting and reading greens is a lot of using past experiences and past putts and using them for future putts. So that's why I love this drill, because it forces you to hit a lot of different putts. If you never practice putting and you only go on the golf course, realistically, you're only gonna see 18-ish longer putts and then hopefully less than 18 shorter putts. Not a whole lot of time learning. But if we can do this, I set up 5 tees. I'm gonna hit 2 or 3 balls from each tee. Just going around it once, I'm gonna hit 10 to 15 putts. So what I'm gonna do, go through my normal process, trying to read the green, feel it out with our feet, look at it from the side, see if it's uphill or downhill. This putt right here is pretty flat, uphill, downhill wise, but it's definitely going left. So I'm gonna go up and pick a line. At the beginning of this, when you've never done this drill before, you haven't practiced using your feet to read greens, this is gonna be a total guess. I'm gonna be honest. It's gonna be a total guess. So you can hit this putt, pick the speed you want, and just see what it does. So right there, I happen to get it right. So I can use what I felt. You can go feel it again. All right, I can tell it goes this way. Get a good feeling for it, so then when you come back around, you're gonna know what this is. If you get it wrong, you get the first one wrong, say I would have missed it super high, redo it, go through it again, feel everything out, look at it again, adjust the line. Again, we're just looking to give yourself more reps for when we get over putts on the golf course, you have stuff to bank off of. So essentially, this becomes your cheat sheet. If you were at school and you had a test and you wanted to cheat, this is what your cheat sheet would be. You're using past information to your benefit to figure out what the green is doing, what the putt's gonna do, and that's gonna help you make it in the hole. Now, there's obviously a lot more systematic way to do this. Aim putt is very similar to this. You're figuring out the slope in a percentage. You're looking uphill, downhill, you're taking green speeds, and you're doing the fingers, 1%, 2%, 3%. Great way to do it, but I think for the average golfer, they're just not gonna wanna do it. So you need to simplify it a little bit. Then there's also, you can get super technical, where you do what Bryson does, where he memorizes a chart at a green speed of 10, at 1.5%, and a flat putt at a certain distance. It has an exact distance away from the hole he needs to aim. So that's what he does. He's memorized it. I don't think an average golfer will memorize that chart, so I wouldn't recommend that either. Ooh, just a little too high. So to summarize, I'm just trying to simplify what you can learn on the green and make sure that you can use some knowledge, some understanding, some past experiences to improve your reads and give you a better chance at making the putt. Now, you're not gonna believe me because it's YouTube and it's social media and all that, but all these putts that went in were first take. I missed one of them. That means every one of these was a good read. This is a system I've been using for a couple years now, And it's simplified it for me. Using the fingers was a little too much for me. It was a little bit too technical. But using this, trying to react to the slopes and use some past experiences has really helped my game out, and it can definitely help yours. So if you're looking to get better on the greens, shoot some lower scores, use this system, give it a try. You're gonna have to do some practice, I'm gonna be honest. This isn't something that I can just tell you and you're gonna know how to read all these greens. But with a little bit of practice, you can definitely improve, start making a lot more putts. So use this system, give it a try, do some practice. Let me know how many more putts you're making. I want to see it down in the comments. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate everyone for getting to the end of this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.